Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Brew live on Brew Sports. We welcome you inside the studio for a Wednesday edition of the program. Today, we've got a lot of great stuff coming up for you today. I am Baxter Colburn. The amazing person sitting directly to my left is the one, the only, the incomparable, the fantastic Jaymee Ebbers. Good morning, Jaymee. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good, actually. I mean, yet to have my coffee, which we know is kind of a hit or miss for both of us.
Right.
You kind of flip a coin and hope for the best. Yeah. But so far, so good. I'm feeling good. Lots of energy. Lots of excitement.
Good.
Yeah. You had a late night last night, didn't you?
I did. We had it's called the Celebrity Serve.
Serve. Okay.
So it's people come, the players, serve the tables. And they do raffles and all that stuff and auction off their T-shirts and it all goes to charity. So it's a pretty cool event.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
So it's a one time where getting served is actually a good thing.
Right.
It's like, oh, you got served. Yeah, I did. A delicious meal. Thank you very much.
And then they bartend and they serve and they did a little karaoke, which was embarrassing.
Hey, everybody loves a good karaoke, that's for sure.
Yeah, we have a new guy on our team. His name is Caleb, I believe is how you say it. I don't know. He's only played a couple games, but
doesn't sound like he's from around these parts.
Yeah, they usually aren't. But all the players chipped in yesterday, and he had to sing Taylor Swift to them, so that was pretty funny.
Oh,
he was
there we
awful.
Go. Was he?
It was terrible. But yeah, it was good.
Well, good. Well, we promise not to sing too much for you today. I would like to hear Jaymee sing at some point. I think that would be worth the money that you pay to watch us here, which is the price of nothing. So, I mean, ultimately, you're priceless when it comes to singing, Jaymee. That's really what it comes down to.
Voice of an angel.
That's what I've heard, at least. A very good morning to you, Liz, saying hi to us on Facebook. Good morning to the rest of you as well, too. Don't forget to hit that share button this morning as well. Let the world know what we've got going on here on the Morning Brew. We're going to be joined in our second segment to talk Jaymee's favorite sport, golf, with one of our golf correspondents, Caleb Pearson. To help us preview the Masters, the greatest golf tournament in all of golf. For those of you that love golf, the Masters. Some of you probably have already taken off some of the days of work so you can watch all the Masters coverage. It's going to be an exciting time. Caleb's going to be here in just a little bit to help us dive into the storylines, the people to follow, and, of course, the ever-changing Tiger Woods scenarios as well that always like to pop up from time to time. So, looking forward to doing that with Caleb in just a little bit. But very first and very foremost, Jaymee, you know what time it is, don't you?
Time to party.
Yes, time to party.
Just kidding.
No, what time is it, Jaymee? Come on. It's like you've never done this show before.
What's brewing?
Hey, there it is. What's brewing this morning in the sports world, Jaymee Ebbers? There is a lot of fun stuff to talk about. And, of course, everybody is still talking about Tony Romo retiring yesterday. We weren't officially sure yesterday when he retired where he was going to go, if he was going to maybe, come back still. Like, oh, I'm retiring just so I don't have to play for the Cowboys anymore. Oh, just kidding, I'm back on another team. No, he has officially said he's going to go sign with CBS. He's tweeted out a picture with him in his nice little CBS blazer. He's going to replace Phil Simms in the booth. Now he and Jim Nantz will be the #1 CBS broadcasting team. The one thing I find interesting about all of this, Romo never officially said that he was 100% retired. Like, these reporters yesterday were asking, they're like, so, Tony, are you saying you're never going to play football again? He's like, I'd like to say I'm about 99% retired. I was like, so there's still a chance you're going to come play football?
You think he's just covering his butt? Like,
maybe.
Like, so that if he does come back...
Why retire, though, if you still want to play football?
Yeah, well, he loves it.
Well, of course, but still, like, at certain times, Jaymee, you just have to walk away from things that may have broken your heart over and over again. Like, you just need to know when to walk away. And I don't know and I think Tony is still holding out a little bit.
You let him. It's his first love. Just let him.
But sometimes you just got to walk away from that first love, Jaymee. I'm worried about Tony Romo. I think he's going to end up making a bad decision and find himself in Jerry Jones's bed or something, and it's just going to get really awkward after that. But I really don't know what to make of a guy like Tony Romo. CBS is very lucky, of course, to get a correspondent and an analyst like him, of course, but at the same time, I mean, it is more of a publicity stunt. We don't know what Tony Romo does from a broadcasting perspective, and they also are going to use him for golf as well, too, which makes no sense, because when I think of golf, I think of guys that actually, know the sport well. I don't think of Tony Romo as my lead golf correspondent for my network.
He can surprise you.
I'm sure he certainly can, but that just surprises me as a whole. Do
you think he's going to have to go through some, extensive broadcast training? Like, he can probably talk sports, yeah, but can he, sit up there and I'm Tony Romo, and this is CBS.
It is. Thankfully, he's got Jim Nantz, arguably one of the greatest broadcasters to ever live, sitting next to him, who's going to be the lead And then, obviously the other gentleman, Antonio Romo, will just kind of have to point things out rather obviously, like, that was a very good passer. Oh, well, that team scored more points today, so clearly they won the game. Like, it's not rocket science to be a color commentator. It really isn't. What's brewing in your world today, Jaymee?
I like to talk about good guys. So,
you do?
I do. I just like to complain about a lot of people, too. But today I think we should talk about, first, J.J. Watt.
J.J.
Good guy, J.J. Surprised his fourth grade teacher at her retirement party. So he said that she was the first person that he felt really believed in him. That he said, I want to play for the Badgers. And she said,
Come on,
you have to work hard, and you will. So he said
gets you right in the feels, ladies and gentlemen.
She happens to be the teacher who told me I could play in the NFL. He said she's one of the biggest inspirations for me. So showed up with a cake.
I feel like JJ's always showing up at random places, giving people free stuff. Like, maybe this is why he's, always hurt, because he's too busy delivering cakes instead of hitting the gym and lifting real weights.
I'm sure he is still lifting real weights.
I mean, but we never hear about it. He's always like, oh, JJ Watt showed up at the United Way, or JJ Watt showed up at a basketball game.
Yeah,
it's like,
who
come
cares?
on, JJ. Stop being so nice.
Yeah.
No, I know. He should be nice. He needs to be nice. We need more nice people, not douchebags like Jaymee loves. I feel like JJ would be too nice of a guy for you to want to date.
Maybe he's a little douchey.
Doubtful.
Yeah, doubtful. Very doubtful.
Very doubtful. So it just wouldn't work out. You wouldn't call him back?
No, I'd for sure call him back. He's massive.
And?
He's over 6 foot. That's like the number one.
I guess that is number one for Jaymee, yes.
Douchebag is 2.
Douchebag can be negotiated. You have to at least be over 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Devin says, is Jim Nantz going to give Romo one of his ties? He probably should. I mean, Jim Nantz has got an incredible collection of ties. I mean, Tony Romo is going to need to look the part, but this is such a trend, though, from broadcasters' perspectives, to see, like, the retired athletes go into the booth. I could go on for that about hours about how it's unfair to those of us that actually work hard in the industry instead of just have it handed to us. Like, it's not fair, personally. But we're talking about J.J. Watt. We're not talking about Tony Romo yet.
No, but I mean, he's just such a great guy. And there was the car accident. Did you hear about that?
J.J. Watt got in a car accident?
No.
He helped somebody?
A kid got in a car accident, and I don't know if he was wearing a J.J. Watt shirt or jersey, but it got wrecked.
Oh,
and then he came to the hospital.
See, I
I
had this whole image in my head, like J.J. Watt just happened to be jogging by, like, shirtless, and of course there was a kitten somewhere in a tree, and he saved the kitten and this kid from a burning car and was a hero, and everybody just fell in love with J.J. Watt. That's the most J.J. Watt thing to ever have happened, basically. And then he also, gave a village water for a year as well, just because he just happened to be carrying it all on his back at the same time,
While he was shirtless. Which, let me say, I think men running shirtless is weird.
I do agree with you on that one. Don't see a lot of shirtless men, but the couple of times I've seen them, at least when I lived in Florida, I just feel like there's a lot going on.
It's just weird. Like,
even if they're toned?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I would never
put a shirt
ever
on.
run. Yeah, I would never run just a sports bra.
Oh, I was just about to say, I hope you would never just run shirtless. I'd be a little concerned for you, Jaymee. I was waiting for you to finish the sentence, and it didn't go the way I thought it was. I was like, well, good. I'm proud of you. Don't ever run shirtless, Jaymee.
I just think it's weird. Wear a shirt, go for a run.
What about the sports bras that are like a little bit more than a sports bra? They've got like a little bit more underneath, but it still is very much like
no. There's no need to not wear clothes when you're running.
Well, people like even if they're like sports bras are like close though, so nothing's going anywhere.
No, put a shirt on.
Okay, fair enough.
That's how I feel.
Modest. I like it, Jaymee. Very nice. Anything else brewing this morning before we get to Caleb Pearson?
I think let's go to Caleb.
Oh, Caleb. There's many people in this world that I've had the pleasure of talking with and meeting in my tenure in sports and just in general of life, but there's few people that can make me chuckle the way Caleb Pearson does. But he joins us on the Morning Brew this morning to help us preview the greatest golf tournament ever, unless you, of course, are talking to anybody like myself that doesn't actually follow golf very closely, so maybe there's better ones, but in my knowledge, the Masters is as high as it gets. It's the Super Bowl of golf, and we've got the Super Bowl of golf correspondent, Caleb Pearson, with us this morning. Caleb, good morning, sir. A very good Wednesday to you. How are you this fine day, sir?
Hello, friends, and good morning. It's Masters Week. Great to be talking with you here on Brew Sports.
Oh, I appreciate you putting on your best golf commentating voice to talk to us this morning, Caleb. Should we do the entire
Thank you.
interview?
Quiet, please. I need to concentrate. Okay, no worries.
Thank you, everybody. Well, Caleb, it is obviously a pleasure to have you here on the show with us this morning. The Masters, of course, right around the corner. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it the par 3 competition takes place today, or is that tomorrow? I always get it mixed up.
Nope. Today's Wednesday, so the par 3 contest will be today, and then the first round will start tomorrow morning.
So one of the big things going into this tournament as a whole, and I feel like every single golf tournament always has this one same storyline, is Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, of course, coming out a couple of days ago saying, guys, my back still hurts. I'm not going to be there. Yet apparently he's still receiving bets to play in the Masters. I'm a little confused by that as a whole, but can you officially confirm Tiger Woods is not playing in the Masters this year?
Yeah, I think I saw something on Golf Digest earlier in the week that he said he could play, but his game is not going to be tournament ready, which is a pretty liberal term he's been using lately since the first two tournaments, I think. I don't think he broke 80, or he broke 80 but barely. And yeah, he's not playing, and he said he was disappointed because it's the 20-year anniversary this year of when he won the Masters in '91, when he set the scoring record for 18 under par, and kind of changed the way the game of golf was really played. And so I know he's going to be there for the Champions Dinner and some things for some Champions things. But yeah, I know he won't be playing. So,
are you under the thought that the Masters is better without Tiger Woods, or that it's better with him, even if he's a subpar Tiger Woods?
I mean, I think he brings more eyeballs. There's no doubt about it. I think I saw a stat when he was in his prime, like the ratings would go up 50% when he was just in a tournament.
Wow.
And, even when he's not competing, they show him all the time because, for casual fans who don't really watch a lot, he's going to be the guy people want to see. So, golf had really never, had that before since Jack or Arnie. And, sorry, what was your question again? I got lost in that.
Just if Tiger Woods is important or not.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think he's important to the game, and it's nice to have him at the Masters because he's obviously one of the most distinguished champions that they have there. But I do think it's nice in a sense that he's not there because more guys get the spotlight that way, and it just gets to show that even though he's not there, how he's bettered the game in terms of competition. How 20 years ago, guys didn't work out for golf, and
right.
Even if he's not there, you can still see the aftermath of really golfers becoming, ironically, more athletes. In terms of working out and understanding that taking care of your body can lead to a better and more consistent game.
Who do you feel that the front runners will be this year?
Well, I mean, it's hard not to bet against Jordan Spieth. 3 years ago, he was in the final group, won 2 years ago, and last year, outside of that, horrendous 12th hole where I think he took a triple or a quad to lose.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, the guy's got a knack for it. He's easily the best putter in the world. He one of the better ball strikers in the world, and his putting when he won 2 years ago was just absolutely off the charts, and he knows those greens like the back of his hand. I would put him as the front runner for me, even though he missed the cut this last week. Augusta just tends to bring out the best in some players. Like Phil Mickelson's always in the hunt at Augusta every year. He has over 100 pages of notes on that course.
Wow. That's dedication right there.
Well, I mean, that course is so, it's the one place every year where guys can actually, know what they're looking for year to year and build on their knowledge, which is nice for those guys to have because those greens is usually the guy who's going to be the champ. Hard to count out Dustin Johnson, 3 wins and 3 starts. Dude hits the ball a mile, hits it high and can spin it, which is very beneficial on those greens at Augusta. So he's probably number 2. And then, I mean, McIlroy is the guy everyone's been talking about. He's got, the British, the U.S. Open, and the PGA, and he needs that one more for the career Grand Slam. So there's a lot of pressure on him to win it every year. His game looks pretty good. He's competed earlier this year. He was coming off a rib injury, but you never can count him out. He had that bad year, and I think in 2011 where he shot 80 in the final round. But when you're young and you have those experiences, you can just learn and grow from that. And definitely think he's going to be another guy up there.
Every year, Caleb, I feel like we get to one of the final rounds, and there's always that random golfer that just flies above everybody that was like, we never saw him coming. Like, what? I mean, it's always hard to predict guys like that, of course, but do you have any semi-idea of golfers to watch that aren't, of course, the big 5 or 6 that you just recently mentioned?
Well, I mean, some of the guys that I would probably pick out would be Stenson. Stenson set the British Open record year for scoring last year. If that guy can putt, his ball striking is absolutely insane. So if he can putt, he is a dark horse I would definitely look out for. Another guy that lost to Bubba Watson in a playoff a couple years ago, in my opinion, the best golf swing on the planet, Louis Oosthuizen. He's another guy where, again, I mean, he's got the shots, and if he can get the putter going, get the short game going, he's another dark horse that I would definitely look out for.
Yeah, I'm just looking at stats right now here on ESPN.com. Dustin Johnson averages 316 yards per drive. Like, that just makes me sick, honestly, to hear that someone can hit the ball that well and that far. It's a little crazy. Luke List right behind him at 312 yards. I don't think the longest I've ever driven a golf ball might be a little over 200 yards, maybe a little bit more if I was really lucky. But what's your average there, Caleb, for longest drive?
Well, I mean, usually when I play, I'm right around like the 295, 300 mark.
Okay, there you go. Not bad. So we'll see you on the tour then soon.
Yeah, well, I got to give up eating McDonald's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner then. So,
hey, John Daly's proven to the rest of the world that you don't need to always be in good shape to be a golfer.
True, but I mean, I don't know if I would want that though. You rise so fast to the top, and then you have no idea how to handle it, and just crash and burn for
also
years
true.
And years and years. I mean, granted, he does wear the greatest pants on earth. I mean, have you seen those pants? The style is just hashtag swag, man. Hashtag swag.
It's a bummer that we only can see up to the table here, but I'm wearing a pair of his pants right now. Honestly, I mean, it's hot yellow and pink with bananas on them. Like it's about.
See, I mean, you're always ahead of the fashion trends, Baxter. Brew sports pants. I mean, what aren't you ahead on right now?
And he doesn't eat McDonald's for breakfast. So
also true.
Baxter's better than us.
Listen, guys, I didn't come here to talk about how better I am than both of you. Okay, you can decide that on your own times. Okay, we're all equal in my book. I love you all very much. Well, Caleb, one of the other things I wanted to ask you about was something that we saw a little ridiculous from the LPGA Tour a couple of days ago. A fan emailed in that one of the golfers moved her golf ball an inch. Not a foot, not a mile, an inch. And the committee went back and reviewed it and said, yep, you're right. Here is a 2-stroke penalty plus another 2-stroke penalty because you filled out your card wrong, even though she literally had no idea what she had done, and nobody that was watching the rounds had no idea either. Do you think that fans should be able to, number one, have the option to write in, and number two, should the officials even listen to them as well?
Well, I mean, I think fans should have the option, sure. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But to me, the whole point of golf and the rules, right, are golf is unique in that way because if you're a player and something happens, you call the ruling on yourself.
Right.
You don't have that in any other sport. And so when you allow viewers to call in and say, oh, well, they screwed up the rules, it's like, well, why do we even have that part of the game then if we're just going to have people call in? And so then, the same thing happened with Dustin Johnson last year. Barely touches the ball, and then you have to play your entire round with this, cloud hanging over your head of, okay, well, I really don't know where I am in the tournament. But I don't think they should be allowed to accept that kind of stuff. It's like if the player didn't call it on themselves and their opponents didn't, and they probably have a ruling official in that group, I just don't understand. To take a major away from a player for that, I just think is absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, I think it's probably cool. Like, fans feel inclusive and
Right.
important, being able to,
Yeah.
but really shouldn't matter. Like,
No.
piss off Carol
No,
from her couch.
It's the same thing like, if you're watching a basketball game and the game's over and somebody goes, well, they missed a call. Okay.
Great, move on. You don't see
Right.
you don't see any other sport going back and being like, all right, guys, come on back a week later here. Let's replay the last minute and 2 seconds of the game because his foot was actually out of bounds. We
Right.
said he was in bounds. Like you
Well,
can't do stuff like that.
Well, and I mean the thing is too, I kind of had something like this happen to me in high school. If you wouldn't mind, do you mind hearing the story?
Please, let's hear it.
So I was in high school at Luther Prep in Watertown, Wisconsin, and we were in the regionals, and we were playing at Meadow Springs, I believe is the name of the course. And it was on the fourth hole, and I was about to address my ball, moved, and I replaced the ball, marked it, went back and putted. And then I told my opponents, I'm like, hey guys, this happened, just to let you know. And they were like, okay, yep. They're like, that's totally fine. So there was a guy following our group, had no kids playing for any of the schools there, and he was like, oh no, you're disqualified. So he went to every coach on the course, letting them know that I had infringed upon a rule. So my coach talks to me, another coach talks to me. So when my round is over, I have no idea what my score is. I have no idea. I talked to my group. So then we had to call 5 PGA pros in the state of Wisconsin. Then they ended up calling the Wisconsin State Golf Association, getting on a ruling, no penalty. I waited an hour and a half to sign my card.
Oh my gosh.
Before we could even, and if I wouldn't have signed my card, our team wouldn't have moved on to sectionals. So it's the whole, I mean, it's great that, it's great that people call in, but that should just be a player and group thing for calling rules. And
That's just.
I wish you knew this guy today.
I would find this man and spike his tires because this is just absolutely ludicrous. There should be no reason about this. This is why we have Twitter, so people can go and complain about calls left
they
and
probably
right.
didn't have Twitter when he was in high school.
Well, I mean, he's not that old.
I mean,
Gosh.
I had a pay-as-you-go phone, so getting Twitter would have been a miracle.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Caleb, we appreciate you joining us here on the Morning Brew this morning. We'll look forward to talking to you again, actually, on next Monday to kind of help put a bow on the tournament as a whole. So we appreciate you stopping by the Morning Brew today, sir.
Well, thank you. It's glad to be on the Brew Sports, a tradition unlike any other, just like the Masters.
I see what you did there. Thanks, Caleb. We'll talk to you soon, sir.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day, guys.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye. All right, there goes Caleb Pearson here on the Morning Brew. There's certain things that I don't say a lot of things like frustrate me enough to like go and drink belligerently, but that would be one of them. Because I don't drink belligerently. You know that. You've had enough drinks with me that you know that I'm not like but like that would just put me over the edge. Be like, who do you think you are that you have literally nothing to do with this entire tournament and you decided to come and be that guy?
Especially a high school.
It's high school.
Yeah.
This isn't the Masters. This isn't even the U.S. Open. This isn't even a collegiate Division I. This is high school, private school sectionals. Like,
Right.
come on.
And why aren't you like cutting your grass or something? Get
Don't
out
be a
of here.
creepy old man following kids on the holes, being like, "Oh, you moved your ball. I'm gonna go and report that." Like, ugh.
Right. Especially to that extent.
You're nasty.
Especially to that extent.
No kidding. Speaking of people that are nasty,
Oh boy.
Conor McGregor has officially confirmed that he is starting to prepare for the fight against Floyd Mayweather. Nothing has come out yet that these two gentlemen are officially doing it. There's no date, no venue, nothing. But Conor says he's already starting to gear up and get this fighting ready to go. Is he overreacting to this?
He overreacts to everything.
I know he does.
He's dramatic.
Do you follow him on Instagram?
No, I actually don't really follow many famous people.
You follow me. Sorry.
Because I have to.
You really don't, actually. It's a free world, Jamie. You follow who you want to follow.
No, I don't follow him.
Okay. Well, he does.
Do you?
I do. That's why I asked.
Because he's too much.
Well, because he does the most ridiculous things on Instagram, where he literally will post like a selfie of himself in a dark car with no caption, with no filter, or he'll just literally take a video of himself staring at the camera, and that's it. And that's all he'll post for like a day or two. It's like what? But he'll still get like hundreds of thousands of views on that because people are like Conor McGregor.
I just don't understand why everyone loves him so much.
Yeah, and his trainer says, in my mind, it's on, talking about the fight. That's the mentality we're in. Like you said, there's lots of things to figure out, of course, what's going on, but let the people in the suits worry about the paperwork. We're training for it. What if at the end of the day they get to this and be like, oh, just kidding, we're not actually going to do it? Floyd's busy going to his daughter's cheer competitions and yelling at refs instead of training to fight Conor McGregor. Do you think Floyd thinks he just is going to walk into the ring and pop him once and call it a day?
Yeah, I think he's also McGregor doesn't have any kids yet, right? So
not to my knowledge. I think he's either just engaged or he's just
I'm not
hanging
sure
out.
if they're married or not, but I know that there's a baby on the way.
Right.
Or he's a new dad, I'm not sure.
Something. There's a lot of things going on.
So I think it's easy for us to just be like, yeah, McGregor's training already, he's got it together. We're like, Floyd Mayweather has to still be a dad right now. Like he just threw his the issue also, they're both dramatic.
Well,
Let's be real. Like Floyd Mayweather, if you look up, I don't know when I saw it, but just threw his 16-year-old kid a birthday party.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you had a kid that old.
And it is like like on MTV, they had Sweet 16.
Yeah.
It's like something like that.
Yes, of
course. It's just out of control. So he's too busy flaunting his money and flaunting who he is. McGregor's too busy pretending to train and care, and I don't know. They're dumb.
I can tell. Yeah, you're just like, meh, screw it. Screw them all.
Well, I'm just sick of talking about it. Like, set a date, let's get it done, or don't do it.
Well, of course. You mean this is the biggest marketing plan in all of this, though. These two guys are going to talk it to death, and then that's what happened exactly with the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight. We talked about it. Then it finally happened. Everybody spent thousands upon millions of dollars to finally see it happen, and then they hugged each other, and then Floyd won by weird decision. Like, that's all it really was. Like, this is exactly what this is. These guys are going to box. McGregor is out of his element. Floyd is old and crusty and doesn't know how to, keep up with the young guns anymore. But like, these guys are going to get in the ring. It's either going to be over in a second, or they're going to string it out as long as possible because the TV deals are going to talk to each other and be like, all right, guys, you got to make this fight last like 30 or 40 minutes so we can get the most money out of this as possible. I don't think these guys have that in their minds. Like, sure, I want $25 million to go stand in the ring for a little bit. I mean, sounds like fun, but do you really think these guys are going to come out of the gate and just start swinging and just trying to beat the crap out of each other? I would be shocked if that's the fight we actually saw.
No, I don't think that's what's going to happen.
It's unrealistic expectations, and I think that UFC and the boxing world all need to just calm down because they're still trying to stay relevant. I get that. UFC has kind of tapered off a little bit now that Holly Holm and Miesha Tate and Ronda Rousey are not as popular as they were. Conor McGregor, of course, is still good, but as soon as you get that perfect person that loses, as soon as McGregor lost, as soon as Ronda Rousey lost, UFC was like, well, crap, there goes our two biggest marketing people possible, because they haven't really tried to market Holly Holm or Miesha Tate or Nate Diaz or any of these other guys that are big and powerful, but because they don't have the personalities to match what Ronda and what Conor have. So now UFC is trying to struggle to feel like, okay, well, what can we do? Let's take our most polarizing figure and put him against the most polarizing boxing guy that's still around. Perfect. That should be a fun time.
Right.
People don't care about that. They really don't. Every single person I've ever talked to regarding this, they've all said, this is a stupid idea. It's all just for the money. No one's going to care about it. No one's probably going to watch, except they will, because people want to know if Conor is going to beat the crap out of Floyd or vice versa. Because everybody hates both of these guys, no matter what.
Right.
So no matter if you're on Team Floyd or Team Conor, that's all you're hoping for.
I just would like for them to just go through with it. Like,
at this point, you're
I'm
just
sick
like
of talking about it.
Would you rather it just not happen altogether? Would you be more content if that just happened?
I don't know. I didn't think about that.
Because you keep saying you're like, just make it happen. But at the same time, if they guys just came out and be like, we couldn't agree on a price, never mind.
I'm not going to be heartbroken. I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, I got to call him to work. Like, they didn't fight. No, I think there's so much hype about it right now.
Right.
But like, if you can only talk about something for so long until people stop being interested. And like, I'm to that point. Like, are you fighting it? I don't care if you're training. You were training anyways.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
you have to.
You're
That's what you're doing.
training because of Floyd. You're training because it's your job to train.
Right.
You're just saying it's because of him.
Exactly.
So stop talking smack and get in the ring.
That's what Howie says here on Facebook. He says, that's right. It's all about the hype. It is. That's really all it boils down to. I mean, and Should we be, applauding the marketing directors for Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather? Absolutely. They're doing exactly what, they want to do, and we're doing exactly what they want us to do. We're talking about it and debating it and having arguments about it because they want to continue to be at the forefront of what is going on. And the only way to do that is to continue to release little statements, breadcrumbing here and there, so that way people continue to keep remembering. I mean, it's been a week or two since we've heard about Tim Tebow. I'm sure we're going to hear about him again in the next couple of weeks. Like, that's why Johnny Football keeps getting tossed in every once in a while, because people like to stir and talk about them. And so you're always going to have those polarizing figures that are going to get the press no matter what. And unfortunately, Conor and Floyd are those guys that just will never go away. They just won't. Jaymee, I want to play a game with you.
Oh, boy.
We did a BuzzFeed quiz a while back.
Oh,
and that was enjoyable. You were some sort of a dog. I think that's what we tried to figure out.
I was a Labrador.
I think so. You were adorable and fluffy.
And afraid of commitment.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. So I wanted to do one here on BuzzFeed today. It says, where will you be in 5 years based on the letters in your name?
Okay.
Seems pretty straightforward. So first letter of your name, of course, is a J. So we've got the J taken care of. Tell us the last letter of your first name. So that would be an E. E for Ebers. Next question is, tell us the first letter of your last name.
B.
First letter of your last name?
Oh, E.
I was like, wait a minute, you've been lying to me this whole time.
Oh, boy.
Tell us the last letter in your last name.
S.
And S. Let's see here. You got working for an important cause. In 5 years, you'll be making a difference working for a cause that's close to your heart. There's nothing better than giving back.
Doubtful, but that's cute, BuzzFeed.
That was cute. Way to be cheeky. All these Friends quizzes, I never really know. I never watched enough Friends to know, any of this stuff.
I think I can honestly say I have never seen an episode of Friends. Ever.
I think I've never finished a full episode of Friends. I can say that for a fact.
No. I watched...
The amount of, Friends crossovers here on BuzzFeeds is ridiculous. Pick 6 Disney characters and we'll tell you which Friends character you are. What does that have to do with anything? It really doesn't make that doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah. I don't understand that. The hardest food vision quiz you'll ever take. Oh my gosh. Some of these things are just kind of crazy. The hardest game of Disney. Oh, that's a good one. But we're not going to talk about that on the air. Build a pie. We'll have to tell you how many kids you're going to have.
Oh.
Would you like to know that one? Let's do that one really fast.
Right.
I want to know. Choose a type of crust, Jaymee. Graham cracker, Oreo, traditional flaky, chocolate chip crust. Chocolate chip cookie crust.
Graham cracker.
That's usually classic. Pick a filling. Apple, chicken, chocolate cream, banana cream.
Chocolate cream.
Okay. What will this pie look like? Will it have the lattice top, like the traditional, the lines, like the checkerboard? A whole crust, where it's just kind of fully covered. A hand pie, where it's flipped in half, or a pot pie?
None.
Oof.
I'm thinking of a pie without a top. But if I had to pick one...
The lattice top is pretty.
What was the third one?
The hand pie, where it's like a croissant. It's not a croissant, but you take it and you basically go...
What was the fourth one?
The fourth one was a pot pie.
Like chicken pot pie?
Yeah.
I love chicken pot pie. We'll go with that one.
Okay. A la mode, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, or I'm good.
No, I'm good.
And how will you wash this down? With coffee, milk, orange juice, or tea?
I love milk.
You got no kids.
Yes!
Parenting is not for you, and that's okay. Instead, you'll be able to focus on yourself and travel anywhere you want without a bundle of joy tying you down. Go you!
Yes, that's what I want. Anyways, this is perfect. I love you, BuzzFeed. I don't have commitment issues, but I don't want kids.
Wow. Brew says, good morning. Let's take a Brew Sports BuzzFeed quiz. How would that even work? I don't even know how a Brew Sports BuzzFeed quiz would work. What would be on such a thing? Find out which Brew Sports host you most likely relate to, or which Brew Sports host you are.
I think that would be good.
I mean, how would we even decide what those categories would be? Because it has to apply to, myself, you, Tanner, Barry, Simon, Ryan. There's a lot of diversity here.
Do you want kids? No. You are Jaymee.
I feel like there might be other people that either would feel. I mean, that can't be question one. And that could be a real quick yes or no sort of thing. Be like, question number 1: do you want kids? Yes or no? No. Okay. The quiz is over. You're Jaymee.
You're Jaymee.
You said yes. Continue on. All right. Let's see you now. Here, you might be Baxter.
Go.
You might be Baxter. You might be Tanner. You might be Barry. Doubtful. Jeff says, good morning. Good morning to you, Jeff. Samantha gives us the crying face with a thumbs up, so appreciate that, Samantha. Apparently she's all about that building a pie and finding out. Now, I want to know. But, I mean, I've already got a kid, so that is irrelevant.
Maybe you'll just only have one, though. Just take it real quick.
All right, let me hit that old refresh button.
I had never had chicken pot pie, and I made it last year for the first time.
Maybe that's why. They're like, she wants this with chicken pot pie.
Chicken pot pie is great.
All right, graham cracker crust for me, apple all day, every day, lattice top for me, a little vanilla ice cream on the side, drumming it with some coffee. I'm going to have 7 kids.
That's because that's like the daddest order anybody could have.
It says, damn, 7. Talk about a full house. Keep them coming. Well, I mean, what else would I do? I mean, I like orange juice. I want to see if my orange juice would maybe make...
I feel like orange juice and pie is gross.
No, like orange juice, like, I would have that on the side.
Yeah, but you're probably going to drink it as you eat the pie.
100% true.
Gross.
Let's see here.
Milk. Yeah, I think the coffee is what made your kid choices skyrocket.
Like, well, you want coffee, so clearly you'll be just fine.
That's a dad thing for sure.
How about your choice of donuts will reveal which SpongeBob character you are?
How does that even mean? How? How do they know what kind of...
I have no idea. Cook some breakfast and we'll guess your relationship status.
Oh.
We'll do this last one. Here, let's see here. How many eggs do you want? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
2.
How do you take your eggs? Scrambled, sunny side up, boiled, or over easy?
Scrambled.
Choose a side. Bacon, sausage, ham, blood sausage.
Bacon.
Bacon.
I don't even know what blood sausage is.
Potatoes, hash browns, home fries, oven roasted potatoes, mashed potatoes.
Potatoes?
They're all potatoes. You have to pick one.
I want like diced ones on the side.
So home fries. Toast?
No.
Yeah, toast. You got to pick one. White, wheat, sourdough, French bread.
Sourdough.
You ever see that Weird Al Yankovic toast song? Mm-mm. Okay, my wife showed it to me. And finally, choose a beverage. Coffee, orange juice, milk, Bloody Mary.
Oh,
darn you, Bloody Mary.
It was going to be milk.
You got in a relationship. Yep, you're in a relationship, and you're pretty happy. Who knows if it will last forever, but for now, you're cool with what you got.
I am so taken and so happy. Look out, world.
Jamie, you're just my favorite.
Jeff says he votes milk, and he has 2 offsprings.
I have 2 offsprings. There you go. And Jamie says, Aaron says, congrats, Jamie. You have children.
No,
or you have a
kids.
relationship. No kids, but you have a relationship.
Probably won't last long because he'll probably want kids, and I'll just tell him no.
Oof. Tough. Is that like a deal breaker for you? Just like 100%?
No.
Because we slowly learn more about what you want as a man. He's got to be over 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Has to have a mild strain of doucheism in him, and then apparently kids are optional?
Yeah.
If he's good looking enough, you can be convinced about that, I guess?
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe.
Just not now. Give me 10 years.
I suppose.
I'll have my first kid, and Beckham will be graduating college.
Probably. You could just hang out and marry Beckham.
Perfect. I got a long time to wait.
That is true.
He probably won't be tall enough for me.
He's already pretty long, but I don't know if he'll be tall enough. I mean, I'm 6 feet, and Liz is 5'5", 5'6". So, I mean, the odds are ish in his favor, maybe. I don't know.
He probably won't be douchey enough for me, though. That's for sure.
This one would be more specific for you. We'll tell you which mascara goes best with your crying preferences. Let's do that one real quick. And then we really should be done. What type of crier are you? Are you a crocodile tears crier, photogenic crier, one tear only crier, I can cry on command crier, ugly crier, I only cry when I laugh crier?
Ugly crier for sure. 100%. My face.
How often do you cry? Once a day, once a week, once a month, every 6 months, every year, every time I chop onions?
Once a month, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds about right. How often do you chop onions? I never chopped anything in my life. At least once a day, a couple times a week, once a month. That one time I gave cooking a try.
A couple times a week if I cook.
Okay. What makes you cry? Anything involving puppies, anything involving kittens, adorable old people, reading the news in 2017, student loans, and young love.
Ooh.
Some good things in there.
Probably puppies.
Puppies make you cry?
Yeah. They're just so cute.
How does this commercial make you feel? It's the, like, in the yard. Like when they're showing, like, the dogs that are like, you could adopt these people.
Oh, those are annoying. I don't care about those.
Not familiar with it. I leave the room as soon as it comes on. Makes me feel and I cry like adopting 5 animals. That doesn't get to me anymore.
Doesn't get to me anymore.
Okay. How do you feel about crying in public? I avoid it. I only cry when I'm home. I love it because it makes people uncomfortable. Not into it, but sometimes it just happens. I do it all the time. Everyone should try it. It's so embarrassing. I would never do it.
We'll go with the third one, I think.
I love it because it makes people uncomfortable.
Oh, no. Fourth?
I avoid it.
Yeah.
What kind of music do you listen to when you feel like crying? Bon Iver, The Smiths, Lana Del Rey, Drake, Iron and Wine, classical music.
I don't know. Just pick one.
We'll go with Drake. Pick a show to watch on a rainy day. This Is Us, Grey's Anatomy, Parenthood.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Gilmore Girls, Nashville, Transparent.
Parenthood.
Pick a movie to watch when you're home alone. Lion King, Bambi, Dumbo, Up, Toy Story 3, Finding Nemo. Some classics.
Lion King.
Lion King. What's your preferred crying position? Curled up on a couch, face down on your desk, hands in your face, pulling your hair out, staring out a window, or on a couch crying with ice cream?
With ice cream for sure.
Okay. You've got CoverGirl's Lash Blast Volume Waterproof Mascara. Get it at Ulta for only $8.99.
Man, I am cheap.
You enjoy a good cry. Crying in public isn't a problem for you, but running mascara is. This product will give you lush volume lashes, protect you from sweat, rain, and in case tears. Well,
Thanks,
those are
CoverGirl.
10 minutes of my life I'm never going to get back, so thanks for that. It's been a good time. How about Wasted Wednesday? Maybe we should talk about that.
We should. Is this people getting wasted?
You can be that, yeah.
Okay, I think,
Howie says you cry because you don't have kids.
no, I would cry way more if I did.
Oof. Jeff
Way
says
more.
Jamie's in a relationship with Brew Sports.
True.
I think that's a pretty fair statement, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah, I like that. What are you wasted about today, Jamie?
I think that Russell Westbrook should be wasted
Why is that?
because he should be happy with himself.
Because
like- Oh, sorry. I thought
waiting for you to
disagreeing.
finish this sentence. There.
Because he just tied the triple-double record.
He did. He tied Oscar Robertson's single-season triple-double record with 41. Unfreaking believable.
And the season's not even over yet.
It's not. He did help the Thunder kick the Milwaukee Bucks' butts last night.
Did you see the end score of the game?
110-79. That's
Yeah.
like classic Milwaukee Bucks.
I didn't even literally like the game was on the TVs in the background yesterday, and then I just happened to give it a check, and I was like, that cannot be real,
Like,
and it was real. It was real.
it was. It happened.
That's so
this Is real
embarrassing.
life. This is real life.
It's like almost 40 points. I don't remember. It was like 7. What was it? 70 to 110 or something.
110-79.
Okay, so.
Still pretty
Yeah.
nasty, though. Yeah, this is Russell Westbrook. He is the first player to have 2 streaks of 7 straight triple-doubles in the same season.
Yes.
That just blows my mind.
10 triple doubles in the last 12 games.
Yeah, talking back when Oscar Robertson was the man, the myth, the legend back in 61-62, Jamie remembers it well. When he played for the Cincinnati Royals, he averaged almost 31 points a game, 12.5 rebounds, and a little over 11 assists per game. Russ is doing something similar to that. He did only get 12 points, 13 assists, and 13 rebounds last night, but Russ is about 30, 10, and 10 right now for his averages for the season.
Well,
Something like this doesn't happen very often.
Well, when we were talking about MVPs last week, like this is a pretty notable thing. I think this should bump him up a little bit to be a better contender.
I would hope so. If you're performing at such a high level, this is the best possible way that you can make a case for yourself. And
Especially
granted, the Thunder have been okay this season, but not as great as some of the other possible MVP candidates.
Right, and they were so dramatic. Like there was so much going on before the season started with him staying in OKC, and so I think this is good for him.
I agree. I think it's good for the sport of basketball as a whole too. I mean, if you're the Oklahoma City Thunder, this season was supposed to just kind of be a failure, honestly, because Kevin Durant left in the offseason, and all of a sudden Russell Westbrook was like, well, I don't really know what I'm going to do moving forward. And then thankfully he's been able to put this team on his back and say, all right, guys, I'm going to at least get us to the playoffs. I can't really guarantee much else from there, but I'm going to get us to the playoffs. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to be the greatest player ever in a single season.
Do you think that he is going to become... Like, he's obviously a great player and made, a big deal about being left in Oklahoma City by himself or whatever. But...
I don't know if he was left. But
right. Do you think that he would do the same thing?
You think he would leave Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
I think if the price is right, anybody would leave.
Right.
I mean, people like to say, oh, I'm loyal, but honestly, everybody's got a price. No offense to anybody, but I mean, if the right price came along for anybody at any team or any possible thing. I mean, if somebody called you tomorrow and said, Jaymee, here's $10 million to come work for us, you'd probably be like, bye guys.
Yeah.
And I'd understand that. I want you to take the opportunities that you're going to be the most successful at. Of course, I wouldn't be like, stay. I get it. People are going to throw lots of money at people that they want.
Right.
Do I see a team one day, once Russ's, contract is coming to an end, or just in general, offering them a huge sort of a trade? I think, yeah. Will he leave? I think he might need to, because, if he wants to win a championship, he can only do so much. He needs a better supporting cast around him. Oklahoma City's not going to ever give him that.
Right.
So he needs help. He really does. What else can you say about that, really? Do you think he'll leave?
Yeah, I do. I think everyone wants to say that they won't. Right?
Of course. You don't see a lot of
stay loyal and all that.
I was going to say, you don't see a lot of one team and done lifers anymore. Everyone's plays 2 to 4 teams now in their career, no matter how short or long it is.
Right. I think I would say one team makes himself more established, but he's doing a pretty good job of that himself.
Yes,
now.
He certainly is the most relevant player in the NBA right now, based off of how he's been playing recently. So you have to be thankful for that if you are Oklahoma City, because you're going to make the playoffs. You're going to at least give the first round team you play a little bit of a challenge, but the depth issue is there for Oklahoma City. They have so many players that just have either never performed at a high level or are just those second-tier players. They need another Russell Westbrook or a version of him that can complement him. You can do a lot with even 2 really great players, but if you just have one great player, it's very, very hard to get on that ship to say we're going to be a title-winning team.
And basketball is very much not a single-person sport. It is a very much a team.
Right. As much as LeBron James might try to prove that, he still has a very good supporting cast around him. And I think that's what a lot of people forget on a daily basis, because it's like, oh, LeBron's doing everything. I'm like, yeah, but he's got guys like Kyrie Irving and others that also do incredible things when they've got the ball in their hands. So let's not overread the fact that it's just LeBron James running Cleveland.
I agree.
This is interesting.
Oh boy.
So, taking a quick hard turn here for a quick second. Starbucks, I'd love to talk about Starbucks, only briefly, but Starbucks in Japan apparently is going to the next level with their Frappuccino. They now have a cherry pie Frappuccino coming to Japan.
That's gross.
It looks rather awkward.
Remember the whole, I don't like things that smell like food that aren't food, like candles, and I don't like things...
Right.
So
this is what I'm concerned about, Jaymee, because when we have the Brew Sports Fall Party at the Colburn Estate and we have our pumpkin spice candles or our apple pie a la mode candles going, because that's what the Colburns do, because we love candles and wine, are you going to just not come?
No. I'll suck it up just for you.
Put one on for the team.
Yeah.
I got this, guys.
I'll do it.
I'll support you.
I won't breathe at all in your house.
It'll be a very short time that you'll be at the house then.
But,
we'll buy you an oxygen mask.
Thank you. That's thoughtful.
Right.
I'll just bring my fresh linen candle and I'll just sniff it the whole time.
Fresh linen. I wanted to ask you about hockey.
Okay.
Nobody knows hockey better than you do.
Yeah, this is why I should be getting wasted.
This is why you should be getting wasted, because there seems to be this ungodly amount of egregious fouls, and I understand that hockey is all about hitting people, of course. People also forget that you have to score goals at some point in the game to win the game, but people would rather hit each other. But there seems to be a ridiculous amount of illegal hits taking place in hockey right now. Why is that, and why do we continue to see a lack of punishment being dealt out for some of these players?
I think sometimes it's just hard to... Because sometimes I'll see a hit and I'm like, that wasn't legal.
Right.
But sometimes it is. It's just a hard hit. And I think that's why fighting in hockey is okay, because these guys kind of ref and ground themselves, right? You just hit...
That guy.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anybody off the top of my head.
How about Brad Markinard? He's the big guy that we're talking about.
And I think it's okay for his teammates to have his back. I think it makes their relationship as a team better. They have each other's back.
Right.
But as for why these hits are occurring so often, I don't know. Barstool just released an article the other day that said, hey, hockey idiots, stop pushing guys into your own goalie. And then I watched a couple clips and I was like, oh my God, they do this all the time.
Mm-hmm. All the time.
So I'm not sure. I don't
So,
really have an answer.
If you haven't seen this, there was an egregious sticking penalty, or was it tie sticking, spearing? Spearing, that's the word I was looking for, from Brad Markinard last night of the Bruins, doing this to one of the gentlemen, Jake Dotchin of the Lightning last night, but basically just got him right downtown in the hockey pucks, like making it look like he's just turning quick and like, oh, I'm just.
But he taps his mandibles.
But he goes, like, you have to be really trying to get downtown. I get like oh my gosh, like I was flailing my arms, you just happened to be running and there I am, but like he's pretty obvious that he's just kind of like turning and like, oh, gotcha.
Right.
Little tap.
And what did they call him with?
Spearing.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
A game. He's going to miss one game for spearing.
I think that's probably an appropriate punishment.
One game?
Yeah. Do you think he should be penalized more?
I guess I don't know. You're the hockey one in this discussion, so that's why I guess I don't know what the amount of.
You usually have
can
guys sitting a couple of games after like a bad boarding call or like something
that
way more
sense
serious than someone tapping another guy's junk with his stick.
Right.
Do I think he should have done that? No. Like, come on. But I don't think missing more than a game.
Just because you got a little friendly there.
Right.
I get on board with that.
A child.
Don't be a child, folks. Do not be a child. Just embrace the sport of hockey and all its greatness, and never leave the pucks alone. Just play with the real one.
I agree.
Simple enough.
Jeff wants to know if we think other team sports should allow fights. No.
No, not at all. Why would you? Nobody else is really padded aside from football. I mean, but even then, like that's what if you want to watch organized fighting, go watch UFC.
Right.
That's all it is.
I think people. Like, fighting is part of, like, the hockey culture. Like, it's, like, the reason why a lot of people like to watch hockey. I think you can't just be like, baseball? You guys can fight now. Good luck.
That isn't, no.
That
doesn't make a lot of, yeah. Why? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't go with the sport.
Right. So, I don't know why, but no. I don't think so.
And Aaron says he'd love to see Floyd Mayweather play in the NHL. I don't think I would.
There is a video out there, and it says it has hockey players trying a football workout, and then the football guys go and try to do a hockey workout, and they obviously can't because they can't skate.
Right.
So it's pretty funny.
That is
Floyd
funny.
Mayweather probably wouldn't get very far, especially because he's little.
Floyd would just get wrecked.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He'd be like, oh, I'm super strong. And then, Ovechkin comes by and just cleans him.
Yeah.
It's like, nope.
Also, you probably haven't heard, but Ovechkin swears he's going to play in the Olympics.
And we talked about it last night on Happy Hour.
Did you?
We did. You'd be proud of me. Talked about hockey and you weren't even here. I know. Do you think, I was going to ask you about that too. What do you make of Ovechkin basically being like, middle finger NHL,
Good.
I'm still going to go represent my country. Mother Russia needs me.
Good. I think he should. I do not think it's fair for someone else to be like, I don't want to spend money.
What sort of a penalty do you get though if that gets tossed?
Yeah,
on
I'm
you?
not sure.
That's the thing. There's got to be fines. Is there suspension? What goes along with that if you just blatantly ignore a league mandated thing saying we will not allow any of our players to go play?
I mean, I don't think that there's going to have to be something because you can't just be like, not going to that game today. Like, just gonna clock out.
Yeah.
Even take a vacation. Like that's not how that works.
No.
So he'll get some repercussions, but I'm sure he'll talk to the owner, or not, I'm sorry, their coach or whomever beforehand. I don't think it's fair that one person is making this decision for everybody.
Right, and that's the big
fair.
part about it. And Charlie and I talked about this last night on Happy Hour. We were just like, this is basically like the NHL saying, the Olympic Committee being like, here's our money, and the NHL being like, no.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want your money. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. How foolish and how self-centered do you have to be as a league to be like, we don't want to be a part of the most prestigious thing outside of the NHL? It's not like they're not going to be promoting the NHL while they're at the Olympics.
Right.
How many times as an announcer do you hear, oh, there goes, Ovechkin plays his time here for the Washington Capitals, blah, 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 oh, shoots and scores. Like, you're going to get free marketing for your players and your teams all tournament long.
And he's not even looking out for the players like, they get a week off. We want them to have a week off so they can recover and relax,
exactly.
Whatever. He's just like, nope. I don't know. I think they should be able to go.
It's not like every single NHL player is going to be gone.
Right.
Like there's enough people in the systems that you can take your, your big guys, and you can still have NHL hockey going on if you really need to keep the league going.
I think that if they decide to go and participate in the Olympics on their own. It needs to be like a group thing. Just like the women's.
Ovechkin can't be the only guy that just goes and
Right.
plays for Russia. He's going to need to start rallying other guys. If Sidney Crosby gets on board and some of these other big names will be like, yeah, I agree with you, man. Like, let's all go. Like, the NHL is going to have to flip their mandate at some point because you can't not have your biggest and brightest stars in your league.
Eric Carlson, he's from Ottawa. He was interviewed last night or the night before, I believe. And they said, how do you feel about this? And he said, crap. Pretty much, I don't understand the decision. We have no say in the matter. It's very unfortunate for the game of hockey around the world that they're going to do this to the sport. I think that it is going to hurt a lot if we don't end up going. Whoever made the decision obviously has no idea what they are talking about.
Right. That's the big thing that I'm a little concerned about is that I think that the NHL is trying to get too big for its britches and doesn't realize the repercussions that this sort of a move is going to actually have.
To go to the Olympics and to say you've been in the Olympics is pretty
I would want to go to the
cool.
Olympics. I don't care if I'd never play a second in my life, but if I could be a part of Team USA for literally any sport, even badminton, I would want to be there.
Just don't take it away from these guys.
These guys work their entire careers to represent their countries
Yeah, I agree.
and play at a high level. I mean, I made the same argument a couple of times yesterday. I said, listen, if the English Premier League, who basically supplies all of the top soccer players in the entire world, all of a sudden said, we're not going to allow our players to go participate in the World Cup, you would basically not have a World Cup because all of the best players in the world, aside from maybe 15, play in England. Like, there would be a massive outcry. Granted, it would level the playing field for a lot of other countries that, don't have their best players playing in England, but still, you would lose numerous national teams that would have to just then figure out what the heck to do because the best players in the world, no one would watch the World Cup to see, a B team or a C team of Argentina or a Spain or a France. Like, no one would care about that.
And when the Olympics are happening, everybody's watching the Olympics. It's on
All
every
the time.
TV all day long. No one's going to be sitting and going to these games or watching them on TV and this is literally doing nothing for them.
Yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree with you. NHL, you need to get your stuff figured out.
I need a drink because of it. Wasted Wednesday.
Right, exactly. Robert says, good morning, good to see you, Robert. Aaron says, we need a Brew Sports Olympics. I'm all game for any of that. I mean, people keep throwing out all these ideas. I mean, I'm more than willing to be a part of any of this stuff, so I've put a committee together and figure it out.
Okay.
I usually don't say no to a lot of things. I'd like to try to at least try everything once and then kind of go from there, except for skydiving and hot sauce. Then my life is judged basically around that. And Guinness. I don't like Guinness.
Hot sauce, hey?
Not a big hot saucer.
Like
Tabasco. Like those people that are like, I need Tabasco.
Yeah, I
like,
can't get down with that either, but what about sriracha?
It really depends. Really depends. I like to enjoy my food and drink. I don't want to feel pain while I'm trying to eat it. That's my big thing.
Okay.
Like, why would I go skydiving for the adrenaline rush or the fact that I'd be scared I'm going to die the entire time? That doesn't seem enjoyable to me personally. I know you've done it. You jumped out of a plane before. Which is good for you. Happy for you. But
thanks.
It's not something that I'm ever probably going to do.
Okay.
That's just me.
Playing it safe.
Well, yeah, yes and no. I've done some risky things in my life. It's not jumping out of an airplane on purpose. Okay. It's a whole other conversation if I'm, have a gun to my head and I'm like, jump, and I'm like, okay, sure, that makes sense. But and even then, I don't know if I would. Probably knock him out, take his gun, push him out of the plane.
Yep. Sure, Baxter.
I've got moves, Jamie.
Uh-huh.
Scary.
Yeah, you look scary.
Rawr. All right, Jamie, let's get the heck out of here. This has been fun.
We need coffee.
We need a lot of coffee. You guys are the best. Love you all. Thank you so much for commenting, for sharing, all that great stuff. Special thanks to Caleb Pearson for swinging by earlier, too, with a little pun intended there, to give us a preview on the Masters. Yes, I know. I was waiting for you to give me look, but because I just out of the corner of my eye, you swing your head towards me, so I was waiting for the disappointed face, and it actually wasn't that disappointed when I got back to you. But anyway, I love you all. Jamie loves you all. What did we learn today, Jamie? I feel we need to recap the show. What did we learn today?
That I'm not having babies.
According to BuzzFeed.
I don't know.
That's all you learned today?
I learned about golf.
What was the biggest thing you learned about golf today?
That there's par 3 competition before.
True.
The actual master. I didn't know that was a thing.
That is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big thing.
Real quick. When they get the jacket, do they have a jacket tailored to everybody and they just pull that one out? It's never massive or tiny.
That's a very good question. I actually don't know. That's a very smart question. I'm gonna have to find that out.
Something to think about.
Maybe Tanner might know. We'll have to ask him on halftime today. Coming up next on Brew Sports is halftime at 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern. Make sure to catch that here on the Brew Sports Network. You've also got 2 up front from 1 to 2 p.m. Central Time today, and happy hour from 4 to 5, and college road trip from 5 to 6. It's a busy day on Brew Sports. Don't miss a single minute of it by following us here on Facebook. You can also get us on Twitter and Instagram as well, and our website, brewsportsnet.com. For Jamie Ebers, I'm Baxter Colburn. Always a pleasure, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 8, 7 Central, all right, on Brew Sports. Have a good rest of your day, everybody.